following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Hallmark and Greatness podcast, a podcast dedicated to highlighting the beauty of all the Hallmark, Lifetime, straight-to-TV movies that don't get the admiration they fully deserve. I'm Anthony Burke, and with me as always are two of the three Musketeers. He would have been a better choice than Liz Hurley to play Kelsey Grammer's daughter in a Christmas movie. It's Joe Higgins.
God, don't remind me of that. I've completely forgotten that film existed. Liz Hurley.
And he's already failed at his New Year's resolution after being caught stealing ladies' underwear from a superstore. It's Craig Lowe.
Well, you know what? You've got to get it somehow. I've not got much money. It's just after Christmas.
It was. They were wearing it at the time. Hey.
If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, you can follow the show on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness. Or if you'd like to get in touch with any recommendations or thoughts or anything you think we may have missed, you can email the show at hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel, which, Craig can now join in on.
Yes, boy. Mario Kart nights.
Let's go.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We took a not so deserved break.
I mean, Christmas nearly killed us, didn't it? That was a dark time for all of us.
Yeah,
having to watch some absolute beam nonsense.
Full of regrets.
It's my life, isn't it, really?
In hindsight, I wouldn't do it again.
Until next year.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, well, if we started it earlier, then we wouldn't have to do it all in real time.
Keep it off your head, Joe.
Yes, no, we did all right. I think we raised some money. It's all for the greater good.
Hooray for us.
Yeah, we're great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, back to the normal.
Yeah. Time to burn off all that goodwill.
Fortnightly rotation between this and Last Orders. It's not after this. Last Orders. Don't start. Yeah.
Let's get into this then.
Is it this one?
Hey!
It's been so long.
We're back, baby.
I didn't even get to an extra film before you did that.
You had long enough. It took me ages to find the button. I've forgotten all the stuff I've learned.
All of My Heart is the film this week.
Do you like to hear the trailer? Or do you want me? Yeah, we'll do the trailer first. Let's mix it up.
No, do yours first.
Someone left me their house.
Lacey Chabert in a Hallmark Channel Valentine's Day original movie. It was her dream come true, with one catch.
You each own half the house.
Can reluctant roommates
Why don't you stay on your half, and I'll stay on my half?
become soulmates?
You ever think that there's things that are far more important than just making money?
I'm gonna need an answer by the end of the day.
Are you leaving?
All of My Heart on Hallmark Channel.
That's that.
That was a 30-second trailer where about 10 to 15 seconds of it were the last 5 to 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. It did have the paint fight in there, and also him spraying that goat with water, which made me laugh.
His kid.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Hammer that
strange.
joke into the ground.
So I had All of My Heart. Helen Hart is a successful dog and cat surgeon, but she doesn't do birds after being startled by a pigeon as a child. After her tumble dryer breaks, she calls in local handyman Chip All to repair it, and together they learn to conquer Helen's fear of our feathered friends, and let's say they start a bakery. Why not? There's not a lot you can do with All of My Heart. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word for vet, so I've just wrote cat and dog surgeon.
Tricky word of vet.
I just couldn't remember what it was because I'm an idiot. Yeah.
The official synopsis, and by official I mean the one that was on Amazon Prime. After inheriting half of a house, a young woman develops an unexpected friendship with her co-owner.
Yeah, right. No weights in motion there, is there?
Yeah. I mean,
no plot revealed.
Shenanigans ensue.
Oh, it's also got one of the most generic posters ever of just them stood in front of a background, back to back, doing a sort of face.
I'm trying to figure out what will replace my "what's the poster like" bit at the start here. I'll workshop it. I'll think of something next time. If you got any suggestions, let us know on the old socials.
Also, All of My Heart or All My Heart. It goes by
twice.
two names.
Yes, it's on twice on Prime.
Yep, one you've got to pay for, one you don't.
Only one of them's on Prime that you can watch.
So don't pay for the. I think it's known as All My Heart in America.
Oh, sorry.
Let's get into this. Lacey Chabert stars as Jenny Flintley.
What did you call this? The Chabertniverse or something?
This is
Chabertniverse.
It's not like like the Christmas.
Laceyverse?
Yeah, it's not like the Christmas universe. It's not like the NCU.
Because she just basically plays the same person in all these films. But she stars Jenny Flintley, who is a chef working under a kind of abusive arsehole.
I feel like it's meant to be like a Ramsey type.
I know,
sort
but
of.
like
But
you
not
would
very-
have just stuck him with a blade, wouldn't you, by then?
Yeah.
You did, yeah. She is making something, clearly not her hands as well. And he's like, "Oh, you have put tarragon in this," and she's like, "Yeah, I've changed the recipe." And he's like, "But it's not even like it's a big proper restaurant. It's a catering company.
Yeah.
So
So-
just vol au vents, chicken legs, curly sandwiches, isn't it? That's
No one's tasting any of this. It's just
cheese and pineapple on sticks
done.
inside a potato with tinfoil round it. Yeah.
Oh, if you fancy.
It's not a party unless there's I don't know. Who knows what a party is anymore? Because it's
What
hard to
is
tell,
party?
isn't it?
See?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Ask Boris.
Someone clock it. That was about 3.5 minutes before Joe got into that.
Shut up. I'm angry still. And she comes to the defense of some lad whose first date is there. He drops some plates or some shit, and she's like, "Stop being a knob." She gets a phone call and has to go to. Was it she has to get a phone call?
She gets a phone call that she's inherited a house,
house.
and the lawyer is just unnecessarily circumspect on the phone, like sort of, "No, you'll find out when you come here." It's like, no, just tell me, dickhead.
Yeah.
Can't. She needs to verify herself in person.
Yeah.
No,
Goes to his office and he's like, "Oh, your great aunt left
Something
this
like
house
that,
to
yeah.
someone else who
Who's
was then
dead.
left it to you."
Yeah.
yeah.
And she's like, "Sweet, I got a house."
And he goes,
and
and
then he
but
goes-
here comes the plot.
Yeah. But I don't know whether this is actually like legit, like this, because they'd have to pay like inheritance tax on it and
They would
stuff.
have, yeah.
Do they?
I
know
would
you
assume so. It's
I know
a
you
big
would here.
house.
It's not different in America.
I'm assuming Americans will tax you the same as the British will.
I can't tell you.
No, but I would assume you don't just get stuff for free, do you? Like they're going to milk you at every possible opportunity. Anyway, she says like, "Oh, well, who is it?" And we're introduced to Brian,
Brian.
who comes in and he's got an earpiece in, so you know he's a businessman that's busy.
He's a busy businessman looking
yeah.
for a partner.
He works on Wall Street doing stocks and that because later on you see him stood near a graph. Here's me stood next to a graph. Yeah. And he's like, "Look, I just want to sell the house, make some quick money. I don't want to, And she's like, "Let's drive there. It'll be fun." And I'm like, "Random stranger, get in my car. Yeah. Drive to the middle of nowhere and not murder me."
Do we know where this was supposed to be set, or is set? I know he worked in New York, but they mentioned it a few times. I forgot to check it.
It is in one of my things here. It is. Oh, did I not save that one? I think it was supposed to be somewhere in the Midwest.
That's a long drive from New York.
They did say where it was, and I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But it was shot in Vancouver.
Oh, Cosmos.
Yeah. It might be here, actually.
Oh, you're right. In the future, we might see our dear friend Paulie in some of these films.
Oh, yeah. He'll be moving there, won't he? Beaver Island. Is it Beaver Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was Beaver Island or Beaver Lake, and it was, yeah.
Oh, no, it might be Beaver Lake. This is nothing anyway.
It's not important, no.
Hi, Paul.
But, yeah, the only person that listens. So they get in the car, they drive to this thing, and it's a nice big old house. It's just like in the middle of nowhere on its own. And it's this little sort of backwards town with one coffee shop,
A general
and
store.
one general store that sells everything you could ever need.
And for some reason, Ed Asner's out front at all time.
Yeah, I think they've glued Ed Asner to the front because he never moves from that spot.
He's the
Ed Asner and
mascot.
his
He's the
ducks.
score mascot.
But he's not even sat there playing dominoes with someone, or like he's just sat on his own there all day, every day, and
Thinking about
everyone's
ducks.
okay with that.
He's
Just a
thinks
bit
about
drunk.
ducks.
He's just a bit drunk.
Ed Asner's pissed, throwing bottles at passing cars.
The sign of that is when he drives off later and the car backfires and Ed Asner just goes, boo.
Yes,
It's like, Ed's had one too many whiskeys this morning.
I think they had Ed Asner for a day.
Is he sadly died now?
He died
Yeah.
just
Not
before
long
Christmas,
ago.
I think. Yeah.
about November, I think.
Star of Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
It's in the
Fuck
bin.
you. Have we had that Doug cartoon yet?
Yes, Doug Days.
Is it any good?
I've not seen it yet.
Because he should be in that. Dairy,
Yeah,
shouldn't
he is. I
Yeah.
think that's one of his last things he did. That and the Muppets Haunted Mansion. He's in that and all.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay. So they get there and they're like, and Jenny falls in love with it, and she's like, "I'm going to open a B&B," and I'm like, How?
Out of nowhere with this one. You wanted to open a restaurant a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean, bread and breakfast is like a restaurant, but people sleep there, isn't it?
You don't get lunch and dinner though.
Yeah, but you could, in theory. It's no more difficult than breakfast.
That's a hotel. That's a hotel then, not a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't the program you watch, Joe, bread and breakfasty?
What, 4 in a bed?
Yeah.
Yes, that is bed and breakfasty.
Yeah.
But they always go out for a meal in the evening, and then someone says something like racist, and they all get uppity. Yeah, it's a terrible show. Terrible show, but compulsive viewing. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with this house, you mad woman. Why don't you buy me out? And she's like, well,
she goes, better idea. Why don't you let me just use it until this becomes a profitable business, and then I'll buy you out.
This made no sense to me.
Yes, sort of does, because he wanted no part of it, and it's like, well, as long as I get my money, I'm not bothered, because he's business. He wasn't poor, was he?
If he wants to sell the house, surely
you can't sell half a house. He says that.
No, but
you could sell the top half, I guess.
If she can't afford to buy him out, then surely that would just go up for
then
sale?
it needs to go up for sale. Yeah, then it's like, well, if you can't afford to,
she's not really got a leg to stand on here.
I don't know the legality of it, but also it's a film.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
so he goes, yeah, whatever. All right, you do this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the big city.
15 minutes.
Yeah, for plot conveniences. So she does nothing. She just dusts.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but dusting with just a feather duster just moves the dust around the place. It doesn't actually, you need like one of those microfiber dusters or something that attracts the dust to it and keeps it there. And she finds a letter from her aunt. And it's like, oh, I love you, always have. Signed Eddie or something?
Signed by, not
Lester.
Ed Asner.
Lester.
That's it. Definitely Ed Asner.
It wasn't, was it?
It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
Or was it?
Making it even more of a point than unnecessarily having Ed Asner there.
Yeah. Oh, it was my brother.
He was literally there for that plot device at the end that didn't really go anywhere or do anything. But and she's like, oh, I thought she was a spinster, and then that plot is forgotten about. Like that comes back in the last 5 minutes.
That's because it's wacky hijinks for 18 minutes, this film. It's just, what funny situation can we get in DIY Town today?
With Lurch selling all the merchandise.
Whose accent changes?
Did it? I didn't notice.
Yeah, he has he's when he's first introduced, he's just got a normal voice, and then later on, he's got like a southern twang to it.
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
It's worth mentioning as well at this point, we've glossed over that Lacey's boyfriend has up and left when she thought he was going to propose, and he goes, no, I've got a job in Dubai.
Singapore,
sorry.
He's going to travel the world, and she's like,
also,
I thought you loved
me. He's the
me.
actor who's in a lot of films that we've watched since.
Grayson Holt.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of these films now.
She bought an expensive dress for that meal as well. And then she's like, well, I'm having the lobster. And I was like, don't care.
Oh, yeah, whatever you want. Just don't order the steak.
So yeah, he's dumped her, and this is why I think this is why she's having all this.
But he didn't dump her; she dumped him.
Yes,
I think
he was just going off
into that one. I think he was
going to
looking for a
Singapore.
dumping.
Well, he was going to Singapore for like 2 weeks, and she was like, "Fine, you're done, mate. We're in different paths. We're on different paths. We're done.
I've got a dusty house. You're going to Singapore. It's how it works." It's just to get that, so you can have that ex-boyfriend return at the end. That's all it's for.
You've got to have that. It's a staple.
And then one night, she's staying in the house, and there's a knock. Thank you. There's a knock at the door, and Brian's there, and he's like, "I've lost my job. I've lost everything. I need to stay here." And she's like, "That wasn't the agreement." And he's like, "Fuck you. I'm coming in."
Oh, shit. Can I have a look at the deed of this house? Oh wait, that's my name. Fuck you.
So we know he's not a vampire because he just barged in. He didn't have to ask to come in, so that's.
It's his house.
Was that a question?
No, but it's always a thing I like to just check.
Would we have a look out for these vampires?
Yes.
Secret vampires in the Chabertniverse.
Yeah. He comes in and he snores and he's a knobhead. But eventually they sort of get on.
He learns to become a handyman because he can't afford to pay for any of the repairs.
He's lost all his money.
The plumber. There's no fresh water, so they can't open a thingy. How is she baking every day then? Because she's selling croissants to the local cafe every day to make money.
Poison, isn't it?
How is she washing up?
Water out the stream, mate.
Yeah.
Just banging the tins against the rock. Yeah, I could. And he comes to try and fix that. He can't.
Have we mentioned the goat?
All right, we'll get to that. Lurch from the village store comes out, and he's the plumber, and he's like, "It'll be $5,000," and he's like, "I haven't got that," and he's like, "Well, fuck you then."
Yeah.
Plumber's in it.
I mean, as far as I can tell, all he did was change the U-bend on the sink,
Yeah.
and everything worked. There was no way the level of renovation that they were talking about, where they had to gut the entire pipe system.
I mean,
happened
like,
in this film.
plumbing's not that difficult. It's especially now. You're not like you've got to solder stuff together. It's all push fit, isn't it? So it's not like But anyway, he fixes that. But whenever they run the tap, like an angelic horde comes forth.
Yeah, that was weird.
In the most random recurring joke of the entire film, it's just like,
And there is a goat. They have a pet goat
Gabby.
called Gabby, who they both learn to love and raise as their own child.
Yeah.
Put a little hat on it, take it to school. It's very strange.
It was a bit strange. I thought they were going to eat it.
I thought it was going to,
some good eating in goat.
So,
She's a chef. She could have made anything out of goat.
yeah, but all she does is bakery, isn't it? She just makes croissants and cookies.
thought
Eventually, but they
She only took the one recipe from the catering company before she left, and that was croissant.
croissants.
yeah,
Croissants, Craig.
She's selling them at the
Croissant.
local thing to make money, which she can't be making that much money on, to be honest.
That's why they can't afford $5,000 for this. They've got no money.
So you can't eat croissants, and she's not going to make a great turnover on them, especially with all the ingredients it takes to make croissants.
There's a lot of butter in a croissant. Yeah.
It's what made the paint throwing situation
Well, anyway,
even more
anyway.
annoying.
We'll get to
they
paint
get-
throwing, don't
got
worry.
no
There's
money.
there's a big fat man who loves the croissant and keeps eating them every day. And Brian says, "Oh, you should try selling these further afield because they're really good." And she's like, "I don't know how to do any of that." And so they have a sort of, "I'll help you if you help me" sort of thing.
Did we name Brian as any non-union actor? Because he looked like, to me, that is it Nathan Fillion?
He does have a look of Nathan, non-union Nathan Fillion, yeah. We have seen him before in something, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he's shown up in something before, but for the life of me, I can't remember.
They all sort of blur together. They're all
Yeah.
We've watched too many films.
generic-y white man with a bit of a beard, like me. Except with better hair now. See,
Yeah.
Yeah, with his Justin Bieber haircut over there.
Justice Beaver. Yeah. So he repairs the thing, and they sort of clean out some cupboards and stuff, and get it all set up. There's a neighbour who keeps popping round, and it's just like, "Oh, I'm getting fat eating all your cakes." It's like, fucking stop eating
No,
them.
no,
fatty.
gosh, you just help yourself every day. You come barging in the door, start stealing me food.
But no, she's giving her fruit to make. So she's cutting overheads there. She's getting free fruit.
It's just
Yeah.
blackberries from Bush down the road. I can do that. They're down the side of work. You can just.
Oh, yeah, but you wouldn't want to eat them ones near work.
No.
Oh.
How's she going to wash them? She's got no water.
Yeah, she's going to have to wash them with her
to the
tears.
back to the stream, son.
Stream that's downhill from the exploded bread factory. And you get all those yeast infections. Yeah, and then he...
Go on, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just curious to know how much, because he went and bought supplies so that he could fix the plumbing himself.
Mm-hmm.
How much did all that cost him? Because he had no money.
No, because he literally gave his watch away to get the car running.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has to drive a truck that explodes regularly in a sort of clown car kind of way.
Boom.
Boom.
He
Yeah.
couldn't afford that.
Yeah, this is the way. But then he agrees to sort of like help stay and make it work.
He has no choice. There's nowhere to live.
No, but like, and he's been phoning up his mate every day, going, "Oh, can you give us a job? Give us a job." And he's like, "Oh, you were fired. You're a disgrace." And he's like, "Yeah, but whatever. We're all bastards at Wall Street, aren't we?" And he's like, "Good point."
Good point. I saw Wolf of Wall Street. We all agree.
Yes. And then there's a bit where they go, "Oh, we're going to paint the outside of the house, right?"
Here we go. Anger in 5, 4, 3.
It's not anger. It's just it doesn't show them cleaning it up afterwards.
Oh
Like,
no, my anger
sexy
was
paint fight is great, you know.
my anger was down to they both got very little money and they're wasting
Throwing
good paint.
trays of
Literally
external
throwing it
paint,
all
which
at
is
the paint.
House
expensive.
paint. Yeah, house paint
Yeah.
is not cheap.
It'll be oil based, I'm guessing, because it's outside. That's going to all coming out all on the floor, all that
Outrageous.
decking,
I
knackered.
want to see the movie that well, it'd be a trilogy at that point, trying to get them to remove all that paint off the decking.
Lead based, it's fine. Yeah, they have a sexy paint fight because they're getting into each other now.
Yeah.
And he's doing repairs. So he sort of finds a
becomes a
calling.
handyman somehow
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
suddenly
replaces some railings.
in a week.
He sprays
builds a
water at a
pantry.
goat. He builds this pantry, which is just a cupboard.
Yeah.
They just take some shelving out of a cupboard. Okay. And they're getting on like a couple who
like a
share a
house on
house
fire.
together.
Yeah.
And do they have a kiss?
Not yet.
No, there's them sexual tension in the air.
What do they
Oh.
do eventually?
You could cut it with a knife, yeah.
Yeah.
It's at night. They do have a kiss. I can't remember when, but it's like late at night when the water's coming through the ceiling.
It's when the power cuts. It's when he's trying to fix the light that's on the porch, and he takes out all the electric in the entire building.
This is after the goat's given birth.
Oh yeah, the goat, slutty goat, gives birth to two baby goats, kids, I believe they're called.
Yeah.
And then they dote on them like they're actual children, and it's so strange.
They've not got much going on in their lives.
I hope
they're trying to get a business going.
I hope this all pays off in the sequels. I hope them goats have their own baby goats, and it's just like a big goat farm.
Like cheaper by the dozen, but goats.
Yes, cheaper by the dozen. No, it's not good. Is it?
No.
Well done. Yeah.
That'll
So
be
he's trying to
quiet.
fix the lights. The lights go out. They end up eating delicious food by candlelight and like giving each other sexy looks.
Although how she made that food if the lecky's gone out?
Gas.
By the stream, mate. Firelight.
It's water cooked beef. Yeah. Yeah. So they're doing sexy stuff with carrots and sausages. And, I don't know. And then they go to bed. The roof starts leaking in. They both come out into this corridor at the thing and have a bit of a kiss and a cuddle, which I was like, fair enough.
Why have we still got so long to go?
Then I was like, hang on, we've got ages left in this. We've got like half an hour. This is done. Well.
Cue the return.
The return of, is it Daryl?
Daryl, yeah.
Yeah. Because they've been contacting each other.
Yeah, he's shown up once as well to
both.
bring back some stuff that she'd
Like
left.
a lemon zester or something.
Yeah.
This is why it was a reluctant breakup. Is that they both miss each other and they both
Just on different
still like
paths.
each other.
Yeah. But he shows up with a lemon zester. It's not the actual lemon zester, it's another one.
Yeah.
It was just an excuse to see her.
It was a
Truffle cutter.
It was a truffle.
Which
yeah.
is just a knife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a weird shape now.
Yeah. Just buy another one, Lacey.
Take it out of that paint money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiot. Take it back, that paint. It's all
Literally
leaks
throwing
everywhere.
money away.
Throwing money away. Yeah. And then he comes back and he goes, oh, let's go out for dinner. They go to the cafe because, again, only one place in this town.
Yeah.
And he proposes to her.
It's all right. They've both got a weird kind of. Nathan Fillion goes to that bloke in the hardware, the general store.
Yeah.
It tells them everything, and she goes to the cafe and tells her friend that's living there everything.
Yeah, and it's the most wasted storyline of the entire film because he's going on about, oh, women, I can never find a woman in this town, and her friend's always like, oh, men, I can never find a good single man in this town. And it's like,
I thought they'd get together.
well, these two are hooking up for sure in the final 10 minutes. Nope, completely wasted storyline.
It's not as well. You know, like that first thing where the catering thing and that blonde lady goes, oh, how do you do? I'm rich now. I thought that was her in the cafe, like they were saving on actors and just getting the same plot. It's a different woman. I checked on IMDb, but they look very similar. Yeah, he proposes to her in this
is Daryl.
Yeah, in this cafe because that's the sexiest place, and she's like, no.
What is it about these films and does it happen in real life that people go into cafes and restaurants and propose? Because I've never been anywhere.
No, I've never seen
I've
never seen a real life proposal in public.
No, me neither. I did mine at home.
Might be an American thing that they want the big.
Yeah, and it's also that thing of
public show.
applying a lot of pressure on the woman to say yes as well.
Yeah,
which is not cool. Like,
no.
burn it right on.
Everyone's looking at you.
No, but it's not. It's like, remember that there was like the weird thing a while back of YouTube people doing these huge, elaborate dance numbers and stuff, and I'm like, I'd just be like, no, fuck off.
Away.
Yeah, you absolute roaster. This is awful. But here we are. Brian sees this through the window as he's approaching to like tell her that he's going to stay and help and they can have all the goats they want. And he's like, oh, boo. And as they, you pointed this out, as they leave, Daryl goes in and does a big, deep kiss on her, doesn't he? Like, for someone who's just told us to fuck off, he's like, tongue in there and everything.
It was very bizarre to watch.
Yeah.
He's just been rejected. It's a very amicable rejection, and then he just goes and kisses on the lips. You're like, all right, Daryl.
I mean, yeah. Brian sees this and he's like, oh, slattens. Phones up his mate and he's like, yeah, I need to come back for work. And he's like, okay, great. Come back. We've got you a job doing business.
Stocks. Sell. Buy.
And then I'll say bye. Yeah. He goes home, packs his shit. Lacey Chabert comes back.
He thinks they're getting back together.
Yeah.
It's the classic.
He's had his heart broken.
Yeah.
But both of them are so stubborn that like neither of them will say why. So as Lacey comes back, he's leaving in a taxi. And she's like, why are you going? And he's like, I've got a job. This was never permanent. And, you'll be all right. You've got the confidence now. You've sold these biscuits to to a supermarket or something.
Yeah,
and they've
big
given you
supermarket or something.
you an advance on it, which means you can pay me for my half of the house and we never have to see each other again. And
Not
she's
yet.
like,
That's not that. She
I
doesn't
mean,
know.
I'm contracting it up because nothing else really happens, does it?
No, that's fair.
No, there's a lot of staring out of a window with rain outside.
Yeah.
It's just that bit. That bit gets them to come back later on.
Yes. Well, yeah, this is it. She phones him up and says, these biscuits are selling well. A supermarket company have given me $5,000 or whatever it is to buy you out. You need to come
buy some
inside.
more paint.
I am now drinking paint in memory of you. And he comes back to sign this paperwork. He goes to the cafe.
He goes cafe first.
He's early.
Yeah.
He comes back early because he set off like in the middle of the night from New York or something.
Because was he Josh or something? His mate.
Friend,
Yeah, who sounds like an absolute menace around women.
Yeah.
Just big spiky drink vibes about that man.
Yeah, he sets. I can't remember. Brian sets off early. Gets there early, so goes to the cafe where the blonde lass.
Casey, I think she was called.
Hates him because he left, and he's like, "What are you talking about, you stupid cow?"
Yeah. And she's like, she was getting proposed to, and she went, "No, you don't know." She turned him down, and he's like, "Whoa!" If only I'd stopped and asked someone about this instead of being a petulant child and driving all the way back to New York. Because I mean, if I'd have seen someone doing a deep kiss on her, I would have been like, "Hang on, this isn't right."
You would have been, but you also would have brought it up later and gone, "So you two getting back together?
Yeah.
Is this
while you're waiting for your taxi?" Oh, I see that you're back together with Thingy. No, he proposed to me, and I said no because I love you. Oh, sweet, I'll cancel that taxi then.
Yeah, excellent, nice one.
He's just turning the corner now, right? Sorry, I'll have to, yeah. But yeah, how normal people would talk in conversations like that.
God, this film's going to be difficult to write for us because we'll do normal stuff. We're like, no.
So he arrives at the house and he's early. She comes back from dropping off her biscuits and she's like, "Oh, you're early." And he's like, "No, I've always been home." Something. And
we all go, "Boo."
Yeah.
And she says, "That's the first time you've ever called this place home." Deep kissing. Cut to black.
Cut to later. They get married.
Did they get married?
No, sorry. They get. They get engaged.
Skip to the sequels.
No. At the end of the film, he proposes to her.
They all. Yeah, Ed Asner invites himself round
because there's a sickening line, and it really annoyed me. Where she says, "Like I was one half, you were another half, and now we're a whole," or something. It's like, "Oh, get in the bin."
All of my heart.
Get in the goddamn. No, they never actually said it, Joe. You can't just shove that in there. They never said it.
I wanted to press the air on button. Now I know what I'm doing again. So I'll come flooding back. It's like pushing a bike.
Yeah, it's just a rank ending.
Oh, no, also, she has a chat with Ed Asner. Ed Asner's big scene. It's very reminiscent of that bit from Wayne's World where it's Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
It serves no purpose. But it turns out the letter from Lester was his brother who was secretly in love with her, and he went away to war and never came back, and she never spoke of it, and she never loved again. Doesn't do anything apart from make Ed Asner like go. So maybe stop being a dick. And then he does some more duck metaphors and cashes that check. Yeah. Yes.
It was a weird sprint to the end.
Yeah, but there are two more of these.
Yes, boy.
So that's something. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, because it was sort of like 5-minute little wacky hijink montages and then move on to the next one. It sort of was enough to keep your attention, but if you phased out for a second, you knew that you would be caught up again in minutes.
I said at the start of it, I was like, "Oh, this fucking sucks. I hate it." And then about halfway through, I was like, "This has actually been kind of pleasant." I'm going to go 6.2.
I forgot to load up the figure. Give me a minute.
Some heavy clicking there.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, good. 6.2, did you say, Joe?
Yes.
Okay. Craig?
I'm going to go with 6.9. I quite enjoyed this quite a bit.
Nice.
Good Lord. Well, I'm going to bring it down by a little bit by
are.
saying 5.5, which makes it, Joe?
Doesn't matter.
Satsuma.
It's not Christmas anymore.
Oh, yeah. We don't do that anymore.
I mean, I've got the Satsuma music if you want.
No. Vault it.
Oh, is that Hallmark of Greatness Legacy edition? Yeah. Go watch it. It was surprisingly fun. It moves along at a brisk pace.
Yeah.
You're not going to be challenged, but
Oh God, no! But in the grand scheme of things, it keeps your attention, and as always, the leads are quite likable and have good chemistry.
Oh yeah, it was finely acted.
There's a reason. There's a reason this is a trilogy where most of these films don't really make it past one.
I forgot.
Excellent work. Well, welcome back to Craig Facts. We'll breeze through some of these. This film starred Lacey Chabert, obviously, star of Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva la Fiesta.
I didn't know there was a 2, let alone a 3.
Scooby-Doo, what's it? Scooby-Doo Mech Mutt Menace?
That's got to be a cartoon. It's not like
cartoon
the live action ones, is it?
And then quite
plays
possibly,
Scooby-Doo?
no, I presume she plays one of the townsfolk.
No, so she plays like Daphne off that film.
No, they're solid, mate. They're job roles for life, them ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Once you get them roles, you'll be playing that till you're about 70.
Casey Kasem did it forever.
Yeah, until Matthew Lillard took over, and star of a film that I've decided has the most annoying title of all time, just grammatically. So, star of Bratz, Passion 4, number 4, Fashion, dash, Diamonds with a Z at the end.
Oh, that's very, very confusing.
It's a real mess of a title. It's just like,
why are there so many colons and hyphens in there?
Yeah. Why is there numbers and letters out of place? You're not Prince. Stop it.
It was Bratz was the dolls thing, wasn't it? With the massive weird heads. Yeah.
Big eyes, big old eyes.
Yeah.
This film also starred Brennan Elliott, star of Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. He was in Night at the Museum too, apparently.
As what?
I'm guessing one of the other security guards.
Robert Fredericks.
Yeah, well, he got a surname, so it's more of a character than most. Also star of Curse of Chucky, which is the 6th in the Child's Play series that went straight to DVD, so that's a painful one. And also 2 out of 4 CSIs.
Mate, a tour?
A tour, yeah, got a decent tour. Miami and Vegas.
Oh, and Criminal Minds.
Yeah, the Criminal Minds as well, I know, yeah. Quite a lot of the procedurals.
Oh, and something for you here, Anthony. Something called Dirty Teacher. So that's fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Dirty Teacher.
And this film, of course, we're going to not mention it because how many times we're going to see him. Ed Asner, star of course, Up, which we will always be loved for. Star of Wild Wild West, not that one. The original Anthony.
No, you're not going to do your you're not going to do your
You
rap.
said not that one already, so I can't.
I know, but it doesn't normally stop you, does it?
And also one of the most bizarre little animated films I've ever seen, called Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night, which looks like a poorly made animated film, but it stars Ed Asner, Tom Bosley, James Earl Jones, Don Knotts, and it's also got Scott Grimes as Pinocchio.
Scotty Grimes?
Yeah,
A Band of Brothers fame.
exactly.
I'm going to have to hunt that down next. It sounds mental.
It sounds like something for another podcast that could be tangential to this show.
Yeah. No, the animation ones we normally watch are dog shit normally.
Yeah, that's what
the
makes
rapping,
it so
the
great.
rapping dog was bad enough. He died on the way back to his home planet.
He did. This film was directed by Peter DeLuise, who is known for directing pretty much half of all the Stargate episodes of all time, every series, and also for being Dom DeLuise's son.
Yep, that'll do it.
So who's Tom DeLuise?
Dear. And so, unfortunately...
No, that's okay.
It's
fine, I'll Google it. It's fine.
Right, I'm just going to say, mate, I'm very tired of you.
Indeed. This film is not on movieguide.org, unfortunately, but it is on dove.org.
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
So this is age approved for all ages. We have one for sex, which has got couples kissing.
Not married couples. Well.
Yeah. And under other, we have couple live in the same house but do not share a bedroom. Jealousy.
What's the call on there?
It's like Bratz, Diamonds, Fashion for Passion.
7. Their logline is, all of my heart is a captivating story of drama, blah, blah, blah. We are proud to award this movie with the Dove family-approved seal for all ages.
A big 3 stars on the other one then, I'm guessing.
Correct. Almost biblical.
Yeah.
And thus ends Craig Facts for another week.
It can't be 3. It can't be a +3 of that.
Why not?
They got kissing out of wedlock.
That's 1, -1 star. Yeah. -4 to +4, remember?
A man and a woman living together.
They
Oh,
don't share
wedlock.
it. They don't share a
They don't share a
bedroom
bed.
now.
They don't share a
They
bedroom.
all
And
hate each other.
technically, it is a
That's
bed and
not
breakfast.
against God. The 11th commandment, thou shalt not waste Jew looks.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Dum, dum,
What's this?
What's this? This is the reviews bit.
This is the reviews bit of the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Welcome back.
Actually,
Blow the cobwebs off the podcast here.
Surprisingly, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, I had a
The
feeling.
reviews for this. I had to really scratch about to find anything less than 5 stars out of 10.
Yeah.
And I know bewildering things. This is 1 out of 5 stars. So that's not out of 10. That one is out of 5.
completely against what you just said.
I know. Well, Amazon reviews are different from Thingy reviews and are different from, so it's an average. This is by Garth Micro, the smallest of all the Garths.
Indeed.
This was a very poor movie. My wife and I started to watch it together. I could not stand it and quit watching it. She
All right.
loves pretty well. She loves stories pretty well, and she continued to watch it, but she didn't enjoy it either. It was a waste of both our time and money.
Money?
Yeah, if it's on Amazon, he's bought it, hasn't
Yeah, but we didn't.
No,
No,
but
we-
if
this-
you bought
this-
the DVD,
Oh, right. Is this,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
it's off Amazon reviews as well.
Yeah. All right, that's
This was I think this was a 9 out of 10. Cinematic 13. Surprisingly good.
Yes.
I have very low expectations for Hallmark movies. I only watch them as an easy, stress-free, and light-hearted alternative to the intense, bloody, scary, and nightmarish TV news and shows.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. They usually play in the background of whatever I'm doing at home, cooking, surfing the net, cleaning, breathing, metabolizing food into energy. However,
surfing the net.
yeah, I know. That was like someone said that in 1992, and then it was never ever used again.
http://
W.
Full stop.
However, this movie had such a good script and clever dialogue, it grabbed me from the start, and I actually sat down and watched it. I loved it. Yes, the story was predictable, but when you have a well-written script and great dialogue, who cares? The cast of characters was easy on the eyes and pleasing to the ears. I am adding this movie to the list of movies I will watch once a year and for the rest of my life, brackets, until I am dead. I've added that last bit myself.
How does that list work? Has something been knocked off that list now? Is she watching? Has she got this list so long? Where's
You
the
can
cut-off?
literally have 365 films in this list
Yeah, you
and
can
watch
have
one a
that.
day.
Oh, good lord! But then, when do you find time for new stuff, new content?
Again, we have to wait for a leap year to come around.
Oh, that's the magical once every 4 years we can watch one new film.
You can
And this
watch-
time she watched this.
These are 90 minutes long. You can watch more than one film of these a day.
Not allowed.
Oh no,
Okay.
Cinema Magic or whatever.
you
it's called.
maverick!
Yeah.
Don't you break the rules?
And finally, Chels with a ridiculous view on love. I kept screaming in my head throughout this movie, don't go there. But the movie did go there. I'm all for love wins the day, but the portrayal of love in this show is only going to lead to divorce. Jenny doesn't actually have a clue on what she needs to look for to run a successful B&B and is winging it. She doesn't have a business plan and didn't even check the roof. Women. That's, again, paraphrasing. So her beau has to go back to Wall Street to earn enough money and support their ill-advised business venture. And what
That's
does
not why
she
you
do?
went back.
No, it's not. I know. Again, Chels has missed the point here entirely.
I feel like
She's angry.
Chels recently got heartbroken and
Very bitter.
chasing
And
a Wall Street mogul.
And what does she do? Whine and basically give him an ultimatum. Her or his job. His job that he returned to because of her.
Stop.
Did not happen, Chels.
Not watch this film.
No.
Lasai. So, of course, he gives up his job because love wins the day. But what happens when down the road he starts to resent her in the long run because she is stopping him from doing what he is very good at and clearly enjoys, except when he has to make a deal with all her whining. A more romantic storyline would have them make compromises so they can both do what they love instead of one party rolling over and giving up their career. A much better storyline. They're just free balling this now.
No, they didn't watch the film, so they just
You
made
know,
it
what,
their own.
you know what I want to watch? Not a light-hearted romance film. I want a hard-hitting drama about the realisms of modern-day romance.
A much better storyline would have Jenny supporting his career, for example, at his cocktail parties, instead of whining half the nights to the catering staff and anybody who would listen that he isn't paying her enough attention and how she feels out of place.
Did she
As a,
fall asleep and
as
watch
a
different
female,
film?
I find her whining offensive.
Oh, dear
Right?
me.
But he
Also,
said he liked the man he became whilst being a handyman. And
yes.
she did not watch this film.
No, or she's just angry at women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
I very much doubt Chels is a woman. I'm going to put that out there now. Prove me wrong, Chels. I don't.
Come at me.
No, don't.
Come at us.
Send me a picture of your knob or something. Yeah. Also, we should have seen him use some of his business savvy to help her in the inn. He did.
He did, yes.
And pastry business, he did, because she's clearly lacking in business skills, and he could certainly help with that. heart.
He did.
Lead the way, Hallmark, and show us how love can survive in the real world if we both really work at it instead of whining about it. He really likes the word whining, Charles, doesn't he?
It was in his word. It was in his word a day calendar.
Yeah. Chelsea's a ball bag. I'm saying that now.
Yeah.
He's clearly not watched this film.
No.
Also, would a woman refer to herself as a female? It doesn't seem right, does it?
Female?
Yeah. Any females?
Females?
Yes. So that's that. Chelsea's an idiot. Chelsea's our new idiot of the week. It's a new section that I'm doing.
This week's Chels.
Yes, it's not me this week.
I think you've got to give that plaque over at some point.
52 weeks in a row.
That's the reviews.
In conclusion, that was all of my heart. As we said earlier, if you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, follow us on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness, email us at hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com, find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel. He'll be playing with Craig soon.
Yay!
Mario Kart for the boys.
Here we go.
Anything to add?
Don't waste paint, you bastards.
Yeah, children starving in Africa.
Yeah.
Could have eaten that paint.
Bye!
Bye.
The human thumb.